Before we jump into this, I want to tell you, today's episode, I feel so passionate about everything that I just videotaped. Recorded. Oh my gosh, am I back in the 80s? Everything I talked about, I felt it in my heart. I hope that you watch this video, like this video, hit that subscribe button and stick around, because this journey is unending. Enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome to the Financial Toolbox. This is an amazing weekly collaboration brought to you by She Persisted, Budget with Mama Bear, and myself. You go from each channel and you see what's in their toolbox. How are they using their tools? Are they using other people's tools? What's going on? Because it's really okay to mix and match. Yes, it really is. All right. So recently I have been questioning so much in life. Not so much questioning life, but trying to educate myself more and more and more. I ask to go deeper and deeper in so many things, right? So for me, I'm diving deeper into financial planning, right? But financial planning isn't the only thing that goes with this. It's like a puzzle, right? You got to bring different pieces of the puzzle in, because it takes a village, right? Think of it that way. People make a village, but let's look at each one of these tools as bringing something to the table. It completes the village. All right. So these amazing women are taking time out to help us better ourselves and creating the discussion. Let's create the discussion. So for me right now, and let's look at this. I asked myself, Donna, what is in your financial toolbox? So let's take the definition of what that actually is. A financial toolbox is a collection of financial products, knowledge, and skills to use to manage your money, secure your future, and make informed decisions. Now, for me, I'm writing this down. These are all things that we knew, but this is where I'm at. I'm not 60. I'm closer to 60 than I am 55. And I am still bettering myself in so many different ways. It feels like so many doors have opened up, and I feel like my brain is now a sponge, right? Taking in all these things that I wish I would have done back when I was younger. So, informed decisions are so important. Once you have the information, it's up to you to decide, what are you going to do with that, right? This all comes back to you. You need to navigate your personal and your professional finances, right? Because we know that we have a lot of women or men and women that not only have their personal life, but their professional life. And when I said professional, for a lot of us, I'm thinking YouTube influencer. That's where my mind went. I'm retired, but I am now diving deep into my own different professional life, right? As an entrepreneur. So we need to navigate that. And how do we navigate to achieving our goals? Now, goals come in all different views. They come in financial, personal, household, relationship, and I'm going to say children, right? That's how I'm going to look at it. Then we also have retirement goals, emergency goals, right? What's our contingency plan? And you know that in our Donna binder, we have a bug out book, right? We planned for that. That is a navigation in itself. Now, typically, financial goals are what we talk about here on our channel, on my channel. But we're also talking emergency. And then, we really haven't dive deep into investments. I mean, I have my investments, but I haven't brought that to the table yet. I do talk about life insurance here and there, but do you see how it's just not all about saving money? It goes so much more deeper. And that's where the financial toolbox comes in. I'm blowing myself away here. And let's take the next step. Why do we need this? Right? Here's that why. To manage your money, the money you work so hard for, manage it to the best of your ability. You know me, let's track it. Let's track it from the moment that we get it to the moment that we either save it or spend it, right? Or invest it. Pen to paper. Pen to paper. Let's do that. So in YouTube world, after I started talking about this, I was just like, you know what, Donna? Let's give them a cheat sheet, right? Because if you follow me on my savings journey, you know that I have a savings challenge budget sheet. And when I do my videos, I call it a cheat sheet. Another amazing tool in the toolbox. Toolbox is going to be packed. You're going to need one of those. John has one. It's doors and compartments. This toolbox is going to be huge. All right, so this is what I just did. I just created this printable for you. It will be free. It will be over on my.com. I will link it in the description box below. I'm giving this to you, right? Because it really is me and AI working on this, right? I can't take all the credit. AI is part of this. So basically goes over what a toolbox is, how to manage your money effectively. This is why I think it's so important to track. It said that, but you know me, I'm already a pen to paper girl. How to achieve your financial goals, on whether it is buying a home, saving for retirement, money for education. The toolbox helps you plan and execute each and every step that you need to reach your goals. To build a safety net. We talk about that all the time. You know what? An emergency, but you know we're changing the words to that to be prosperity and gratitude accounts, right? We're changing those words. But how to build a safety net? You have to have a safety net to grow wealth. Investments. We could talk about investments on another financial toolbox. Maybe that's what, maybe I talk to the girls. Maybe, next week we talk investments. Maybe after that we talk life insurance. These are all going to be tools in a toolbox. And going back to informed decisions, you have to have a clear path. Okay. Then you need your budgeting tools and all that other stuff. But you're going to read that. So let's talk about this, because this is going to speak volumes. And when you put this into your planner and add it to all these amazing things that I'm going to go over, it's just in your face. It's reminders, right? Look at it, write on it, copy it over and over and over again. Use it, wear it out, put a coffee stain on it, right? Make it yours. This is where I want to go. Have a clear understanding, right? But to have that clear understanding, you need to open up your mind. You need to have gratitude. And I believe that by talking about abundance, gratitude, the secret, and the magic all come into play for this here financial toolbox. It's amazing how everything we're doing is completing our circle. Now, this week, I read The Magic, and 2 chapters stood out. And I'm going to go over these tomorrow night on my live. One was chapter 5. I'm going to get to it. Magic money. Gratitude is riches. Complaint is poverty. Ooh. Does that hit you? That hits me. It's changing your mindset. Mindsets are so important as a tool in not only your life, but in your financial life. Then it was chapter 11. No, I'm sorry, 9. It was chapter 9. The money magnet. See, these are hidden rules that are already inside of us that we don't even know that we should be using. Remember, I talk about that all the time? You can have as many tools in the world as you want, but you have to use them. I spoke to a high school girlfriend yesterday, or the day before. We had an hour and a half phone call, catch up, right? We don't talk often. And she was a crafter and a card maker, beautiful card maker. You know what she said to me? And this is why I bring it up. She says, do you know that I used to make cards more when I had less tools? Less colors, less inks, less papers. I said, that's funny. I said, I feel the same way. So that's why it is so important to pick and choose the tools that you need, that you know you're going to use, that make you feel comfortable when you look at them. Right? So, going over this tomorrow night. Going to dive deep in this one. Going to dive deep in it. You know, foundations for anything. You have to have that core foundation. Find out what that core foundation for you in your financial situation actually is. Did you have to hit rock bottom? Or do you not want to hit rock bottom? What I'm finding in this community and this village is this. We understand that there's no one set way to get from debt to debt-free. It's going to take a bunch of different things, different topics, different conversations. And that's why we work hard on Sunday nights. All right. I'm gifting this to you for free. It'll be over on my.com. Like I said, I'm going to link it down below. But I do believe that this here was given away in May. It now has a small denomination on it. But I think that this is something that really should be in with your toolbox. It is May's month of financial messaging, but we don't need it just in May. We need this every single month. So you could take this, and it's a 2-page printable if you don't already have it. And if you do, and you're one of the lucky ones that have it, put it in there in your toolbox for me today. And we'll talk about this tomorrow night. And every day on the 1st, read this one. Today happens to be the 18th. What does it say? Saving money must become a priority, not just a thought. Pay yourself first. These are all things that are going to spark your mind into saving money. Now, I already started my planner for 2026. I want to go over what our friends have. And, you know, I'm not sure how I'm going to put this all together. Like, yeah, I think the financial toolbox has to go into, for me, my save to sink. I think it has to become the upfront in my next year's book, right? The hop really is first this year. But I think the toolbox needs to be the first thing I see monthly before I dive into my sinking funds. So, and I honestly, truly believe that we need to have your financial goals set and ready before January 1st. Budget with Mama Bear. We say this every week. You see this over on her Etsy. She has this amazing budget planner. Now, this is just your totals, like what you bring with to the table, right? She's got us focusing on meal plans and mortgage trackers. But I'm not gonna, each week we bring something to the table, right? But I want to show you this. I have my own sinking fund way of doing things. That's why I say you can mix and match. What do you have? What do I have? Everybody's going to have different. I love the way I have my sinking funds, but I don't have this in a planner. I have this in my notebook. Do I want to do double the work? Yeah, I think I need to this time. And it's so okay to do double the work because her end of month savings is where I'm going to come into play before I transfer it into this. This has to stay, it's just a notebook. This has to stay in play until this is filled up. Because I don't want to lose what I love this. But I need this tool. I need this tool in my life. I really do. And, she's got her weekly saving budget, and that's, grab it, do it, love it. She's got her calendar system, loving that also. And I have a subscription thing, but I need to focus on this, right? So go through everybody's stuff and start picking out what you actually will use. And you might say, I love everything about Mama Bears, right? So then let's go forward. I thought I had them in another pile. We bring in Lisa's roadmap. This is where we come into, let's think about things. I have to sit down and I'm going to give myself until the end of November, beginning of December, to actually figure out what my focus is. What are the goals that I need to make? I truly have not grasped the idea of rocks. She had taken an amazing course on what are your rocks, what are your big rocks, and what are your gravels. But I think this needs to be a live, and I think we need to talk about this. I know they're talking about going live on a Saturday. I don't know when that's going to begin. I thought it was beginning today, but I think that we need to dive deep into this. So deep that the concept is unthinkable any other way, right? And she definitely gives us a roadmap. And then the whys. The whys are so important. Got to figure out the whys. But do you see all these amazing things? Your categories and what's going to come into play. So as soon as I make my new cover for Save to Sync, this is going into the beginning of what does my financial planner look like, because this is my financial planner. This is going to be page 1. I do have everything going into what I can't live without right now. And this is not going in here because this is printed and ready to go for me. And this is just what I was saying on a regular basis. Credit cards, simple abundance of gratitude, your thankfulness. I can't live without this one. This is my holy grail. But we're working on daily spend. I'm working on that. I know this sounds repetitive. I really do. But I honestly believe that these are things that I cannot live without. And my question to you is this today. What can't you live without? What tool is going inside of your toolbox? Do me this favor. Leave me a comment down below. And tell me what you cannot live without. And it could be something from Lisa, something from Mama Bear, something from myself. What do you see yourself using the most out of all the tools? I feel like I have talked forever, but I wanted to bring you this and tell you, go grab it. Because what is this whole thing about? This is about us bringing something to the table to spark your interest in getting set for 2026. I'm going to close this out. I had something else I wanted to bring, but it doesn't really meld with what was happening here today, because I really want to stay on point for financial. And I think that we need to have a great vision of what 2026 financial looks like. And I think that everything that I have laid out here is going to be important in your thought process, not mine. I need you to think about what works for you, your monies, and let's talk about it. All right. Love yous. See you in the next one. Bye.